Konnor. This is Tom Porton, the Director of Golf and Men's Coach at Northern Illinois University. On behalf of Mike Small, Zach Barlow, Jackie, and the entire staff here, we appreciate you coming and participating in what was a very challenging week for weather. And Konnor, I know you're coming to us from down in Edwardsville. Please say hello to John DePriest, the pro there. We had the pleasure of coming down there about a year ago to play when winter was much better. So hey, let's jump into, we got a little golf swing we're going to break down. I'm going to kind of tee up address position. I'm going to split the screen, and then I'm going to bring in a model to compare you with. Let's go on the other side. Let's go with Tiger Woods. So as we go through this, I'm going to be using colors and some of the drawing tools with the V1 system. And the way I'd like to simplify it is just consider it like the traffic light of golf instruction. So there's green, there's yellow, and there's red at the traffic light. What do they mean for golf? Green is good, and that's a go sign for you. Yellow is a point of reference that if you're in the car, you're going to slow down and take a closer look. And if it's red, it's something that we suggested that you change and work most of the summer on to try and correct. Or we started that process during the camp. So let's check you out at address here. And I'm going to draw a ball line and kind of look at where you're positioned. There's Tiger's 90-degree line. Got to change that color. And let's take a look at where you're positioned. Okay, not too bad. Head just off the ball line. You got your ball maybe a little bit more forward than Tiger's, but a solid green check mark there for position one. Pre-swing fundamentals are really important because they help set up optimal angles and opportunities to repeat the swing. So far so good. Ball position good. With the stance excellent. Arms good, nice wide angle here between the forearms, like that V. Looks very similar to Mr. Woods on the right. So all systems go pre-swing. Let's start to move you through your backswing. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a little line, or actually I'm going to box your body into, and I'm going to do it in green initially. I'm going to do the same with Tiger. Just kind of frame like a giant refrigerator box that's imaginary one that's around. Okay, so what we can see in the takeaway is you stand up and lean to the right a little bit. So I'm going to change your box to yellow. So you started down there and you grew a little too much. We'd like to stay in reasonable posture throughout the backswing. Let's take a look at Tiger. And you can see I'm going to go ahead and create that same rectangle. Just didn't quite capture, but you can see he's staying in posture, and then he works down into the golf ball and then back out of the posture at the end. So we worked on as you start your takeaway, Konnor. Turning and tilting a little more with your torso instead of lifting and then really working the set of the hands. So let's look at this progression with Tiger. Hits his checkpoints there. Tiger's not an early setter of the golf club, and that's one of the reasons I brought him into there. So there that's how he got the club to the top, blending the pivot of the body, the swing of the arms, and the hinging of the wrist. First part, not too bad, and then you can see right in here is where we overwork the hands. We gave you an L drill to try to feel a little more, a little less of the hinge as you moved from arm parallel to the top. And you can see that right arm drops below. You remove those and just kind of create a little arrow here. And that arrow would have to be a yellow one. So these are not major things, but little things that we can improve in how we blend the pivot of our body, which is excellent, by the way. So your trunk rotation and your lower body stability is right up there with one of the best ever in Tiger. Your arm swing and hinge mechanism, your wrists are not working as well as Tiger's yet, but we use the impact ball to help you feel the timing and the sequence of that move. And I think it helped. You end up in a really good place at the top as you start down, and as Tiger starts down, let's take you all the way down to impact. And let's do the same with Tiger. Okay, so you can see a clear difference of, I'm going to back Tiger up 1 and you up 2. So it doesn't look too bad coming into the golf ball, with the exception of the ground. I'm going to take Tiger now to impact and bring you there as well. And we can see a little of that elevation and the flip. You can see how out of the ground you are. You're literally on your right toe, and your body has lost its angles, which is what we're going to go to next as I bring in your other video, which is the down the line view, where we can see more of the posture and angles that we lose at impact. And on the other side, I'm going to bring in Tiger, but it's going to be from a long time ago. Let me see if I can find him in, let's, give me a sec here. There we are. There's Tiger when he was a junior player like you, Konnor. Sorry for the delay there. So now we can see a completely different viewpoint, what we call a down the line view, and you are a solid green check pre-swing. Really good stuff there. If we get split hairs, your shoulders get a little more open with that forward press move, but everybody has a little individuality to their trigger. So nothing to worry about there. And let's see you take that club away. As you do, you can see some of that little bit of stand-up move and the overworking of especially that right wrist and right arm. So you see a very different position of how the shaft is being supported on the right with Tiger, and over on the left, that's where we did most of the work. Impact ball, keeping the space between the arms consistent, training the right arm, even talked a little bit about making an adjustment to your grip so you were capable and your hand was in a position that it wanted to set, and all those things had some I think pretty good effects as you went from Sunday when this video was taken till Thursday when we had our tournament. And now here's your downswing with Tigers. See that lowering move in difference to, see how he's holding the ground? And that was a big topic of our discussion Tuesday and Wednesday. If we want to hit it far, we have to have connection and engagement in the ground. And so we did things like use the Dynadisc, those round red discs, and we challenged your balance and your stability. That gave you a better feel for where your feet should be positioned, heel to toe, where the pressure should come from. And so this little jump move that you made on Sunday, where at impact you're completely vertical and you're forced to throw your hands at the golf ball. On the right Tiger, even as a junior player, look at the stability at the ground. His right heel's off the ground, but he's into his left heel. He still has angles to his body. We talked about how the role of the body is to the lower body to support the swing, the upper body to rotate and turn, and the arms and the club follow all of that motion very well. And your hand-eye is very good. You almost fix that swing pretty well, but we want to simplify that so when you get to that beautiful finish, Konnor, the work just before it in here can be more efficient. And lovely finish positions, almost identical. Konnor, thanks again for your participation this week. We had a great time working with you, getting to know you, and we hope you have a great summer. And maybe we'll see you again next year. Take care.